So, very good morning to all, and once again, welcome back to the series of lectures of control system. And in the last lecture, we discussed or we solved numerical on signal flow graph. So, let us continue our session. Please confirm which numerical we are solving. Numerical number 4 is completed or not?
Completed, sir.
Okay, completed. And what about this numerical? Numerical number 5?
This was given homework.
Okay, homework. So, have you done it? Solve it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how many of you have done this numerical statement is the overall transfer function of a system represented by the following signal flow graph using Mason's gain formula. So the structure is something like this, and your objective is to determine the overall transfer function. So how many number of forward paths are there in this circuit or in this signal flow graph?
One forward path.
Only one forward path. Okay, and what will be the gain of that forward path?
G1, G2, G3, G4, G5.
Very good. It is simply the product of all the branch gain which are responsible for its formation. So it is G1, G2, G3, G4 and G5. And how many number of individual loops are there?
Five individual loops are there.
5 individual loops are there. Okay.
Sorry, sir. Four individual loops are there.
4 loops are there. Okay. Anybody got different answer? Apart from 4, is anybody identify 5 number of loops or 6 number of loops in this structure? Okay, let us check. In this structure, we are having only one forward path and the gain is indicated by symbol P1, which is simply the product of G1, G2, G3, G4 and G5. In the same way, here we are having 4 individual loops or feedback loop in the given signal flow graph, and the loop gains are like this. So let us cross verify whether you got the same answer or not. So if you see that diagram, see, this will be your first loop having the gain minus G1 into H1, second loop having the gain minus G2 into H2, then third loop is this minus G4 into H3, then fourth loop is minus G4, G5 into H4. I hope everybody got the same answer. L1, L2, L3, L4. Please confirm me. सभी को ये आंसर मिला है क्या?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Now, what we need to do, we need to calculate delta, which is nothing but system determinant, and for that we must know how many number of pair of non-touching loops are there. So here I have mentioned that we are having 2 non-touching loop pairs, and what are they? See, L1, L3, then L1, L4. I'll go here. See here, loop number 1 and loop number 3. Let me check which one is loop 3. Yeah, loop 3 is minus G4 into H3. Yeah. So if you apply this logic, loop number 1 and loop number 3 forms a pair of non-touching loop. In the same way, loop number 2 and loop number 3 forms a pair of non-touching loop. Then loop number 1, loop number 4. In the same way, loop number 2 and loop number 4. So we can say that we are having 2 pairs of 2 non-touching loop, or sorry, 4 pairs of 2 non-touching loop, 1 3 then 1 4. In the same way, 2 3 and 2 4. बरोबर है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the combinations of here, I need to write 4 instead of writing 2. 4 non-touching loop pairs are there, and the combinations are something like this. L1, L3. So the product of loop gain is something like this. The thing is that we need to multiply the gain of individual loops. So here we need to multiply L1, which is nothing but minus G1 H1, and L3, which is minus G4 into H3. So you will get minus minus plus G1 H1 G4 H3. In the same way, if you apply the same logic, you can get the value of product of this loop gain, which is nothing but a product of L1 L4, in the same way L2 L3 and L2, L4. So we know the pair of non-touching loops followed by loop gain of individual loops indicated by symbol L1, L2, L3, L4. Now the next step is we need to calculate the value of graph determinant or system determinant delta by using Mason's gain formula. So I hope you all get this value. Delta is nothing but 1 minus summation of all individual loops. So here we are having total 4 loops. So I think this one and this one indicate the summation of individual loop gains. So 1 minus L1 plus L2 plus L3 plus L4. But if you see the nature of individual loop gain, all are negative. So that's why the minus sign is multiplied with the bracket, it will get positive. And then plus this indicate the summation of gain product of pair of two non-touching loop. So I think this indicate L1, L3, this indicate L1, L4, this indicate L2, L3 and this indicate L2, L4. So I hope आपको सभी को ये डेल्टा मिला होगा. Please verify कीजिए.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Then if you try to calculate the value of delta 1, so in order to calculate the value of delta 1, we need to use the same formula, which is nothing but 1 minus summation of all individual loop gain, then plus summation of product gain of two pair non-touching loop and so on. But if you see in this numerical, we are having 4 individual loop, but not a single loop is not in physical contact with your first forward path. जितने भी लूप हमारे पास ये सर्किट में अवेलेबल है, सारे के सारे जो इंडिविजुअल लूप है आपके फर्स्ट फॉरवर्ड पाथ को टच कर रहे हैं, and that is the reason that the value of delta 1 is going to be 1. If you apply this logic, you can easily find out the overall gain or overall transfer function of the system, which is according to Mason's gain formula is summation I vary from 1 to n, but here the value of n is 1. That's why P1 delta 1 divided by delta. Now the thing is that we need to put the value of P1 delta in this equation, and we will get the overall transfer function like this. So this indicate the overall transfer function. I hope कि ये overall transfer function आप सभी को मिला है.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in this way you can solve this numerical. So those who have done and got the same answer, congratulations, very good. You are going on a right track. But those who are not yet achieved this answer, I request please practice more numerical on signal flow graph. It is not so much difficult. The thing is that you need to identify the individual loop gain. Then you need to carefully identify how many number of forward paths are there, and pair of two non-touching loop, three non-touching loop, and you need to apply the logic of Mason's gain formula properly to obtain the overall transfer function. So are you done with this? हो गया आप लोगों का लिख के? Please inform me if you're done with this. Then we will start next numerical. हो गया आपका लिखे?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us try to solve next numerical, and it is somewhat different from the previous numerical. The statement is determine the overall transfer function of a system represented by the following sets of equation using Mason's gain formula. So up till now, whatever the numerical which we have solved based on Mason's gain formula, the thing is that we know the graphical representation of that system. It may be in the form of signal flow graph, or it may be in the form of block diagram. If it is available in the form of signal flow graph, then straight away we need to apply step number 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, and we can easily find out the overall transfer function. And in second category, we solve a numerical in which the system is represented in the form of block diagram, and our objective is to obtain its overall gain via Mason's gain formula. So in that case, we need to first of all convert the given block diagram into analogous equivalent signal flow graph, and then we need to apply all those steps one by one. Now this is the third category of Mason's gain formula, where the system is represented in the form of sets of algebraic equations or sets of equations, and then our objective is to determine the overall transfer function. So I can say that the mathematical modeling of system is known to us, and our objective is to obtain its overall transfer function using Mason's gain formula. The statement is like this, and these sets of equations are given to us, and our objective is to determine the overall transfer function using Mason's gain formula. So the first algebraic equation is x2, which is equals to ax1 plus fx2. Second one is x3 equals to bx2 plus ex4. And third one is x4 equals to cx3 plus hx5. And here x5 is nothing but dx4 plus dx2. So these are some set of mathematical equations are known to us, and our objective is to determine its overall transfer function using Mason's. Let me check, is there anyone is waiting for meeting? We'll proceed further. Yeah. So this was the numerical given to us. So how to solve this numerical, or how to proceed? Yes, anybody, how to solve this numerical? What will be the flow for this numerical? How to solve this numerical? कौन बताएगा? ये साक्षी कैसे सॉल्व करेंगे इसको? Am I audible to you? Please reply.
Yes, sir.
तो बताओ ना कैसे सॉल्व करेंगे? What will be the process to solve this numerical? I already told you how to solve this numerical. Please recollect lecture number 1 on signal flow graph. How to obtain signal flow graph if mathematical modeling of system is known to us.
सर ये सभी सेपरेट नोड्स है सर.
Exactly.
और सर जो उनके जो इक्वेशन लिखा है, जैसे फर्स्ट इक्वेशन x2 इक्वल्स टू ax1 प्लस fx2, सर जो a और f है सर ये गेन है, मतलब फॉरवर्ड पाथ का, या वो पर्टिकुलर पाथ का?
Exactly. Very good. What is your name?
सर चिन्मय.
Okay. See here, the numerical is very simple. Here, our objective is to determine the overall transfer function of a system whose mathematical modeling is given to us. So these equations indicate what mathematical modeling. For example, this is your first equation, this is your second equation, this is your third equation, and this is nothing but fourth equation. So these equations define the mathematical modeling of a given system, and our objective is to determine its overall gain or overall transfer function using Mason's gain formula. And we know that in order to apply Mason's gain formula, we must know the pictorial representation of that system in the form of signal flow graph. So we want SFG of this system. So how to draw that? So I told you that how to obtain the signal flow graph of a system with mathematical modeling is known to us. So first of all, we need to identify how many number of state variables or variables are given in the sets of mathematical equations. So if you identify this x1, then x2, x3, x4, and x5. So total 5 variables are available in this mathematical modeling. Then what we need to do? We need to represent each of the state variable by a separate node. It may be individual node, it may be the independent node, or it may be input node, output node. The thing is that whatever these state variables are available in the given set of mathematical equations, we need to represent each of them by a separate node. For example, हमारे पास यहाँ भी 5 वेरिएबल है, तो हम लोग 5 वेरिएबल को 5 अलग-अलग नोड से इंडिकेट करेंगे. For example, this is first node, this will be your second node, this will be your third node, this will be your fourth node, and this will be your fifth node. And we need to name them. Let us consider that this indicate first node, which is nothing but x1. Then we need to indicate second node, which is nothing but x2. This indicate x3. This indicate x4, and this indicate x5. Then based on the equations defined by some sets of algebraic equation in case of mathematical modeling, we need to draw a branch and indicate gain in between two nodes based on the equations defined via mathematical modeling. For example, if you see first equation, so this equation is defined with respect to x2. So here x2 is nothing but our main, what we can say, reference node, and with respect to this x2, on RHS we are having this particular factor, and the factor is nothing but ax1 plus fx2. So I can say that with respect to node x2, that means this particular node, we are having one branch which is coming at node x2 from node x1, and the gain of that particular branch is nothing but small a. So we need to draw a branch which is coming from node x1 reaching at node x2, and the gain of that particular branch is nothing but small a. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
In the same way, see another component reaching at x2 node, and that is nothing but f into x2. That means this particular, what we can say, component indicate a signal starting from node x2 coming at node x2, and the gain of that particular branch is nothing but f. So this indicate a self node, or you can say self loop available at node x2. So we need to draw a self loop. It may be clockwise or it may be anti-clockwise. The direction does not play any important role because it is nothing but a self loop, but the gain of that particular loop is f, small f. तो में आ रहा है कि मैंने कैसे ये पर्टिकुलर इक्वेशन से ये सिग्नल फ्लो ग्राफ का स्ट्रक्चर ड्रॉ किया? Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, exactly. Now in the same way, you need to read equation number 2 and apply the same logic over here and try to draw what will be the next structure in this particular diagram. So see here, with respect to x2, we are having one signal. Sorry, with respect to x3, we are having one signal coming from x2 at x3, and the gain of that particular branch is nothing but b. That means x2 से x3 की तरफ एक branch है जो आ रहा है और उसका gain कितना है? Small b है. In the same way, if you see this particular component, this indicate a signal coming from x4 reaching at x3, and the gain of that particular branch is nothing but e. So x4 से x3 की तरफ आ रहा है. So normally what we need to do, if the flow of signal is from input to output, we prefer horizontal line. और इसके अलावा अगर आपका flow रहेगा, it may be from x4 to x2 or x4 to x3, then in that case we need to indicate the flow of signal either from upper half section or from lower half section. So अब हमारे पास में एक और सिग्नल है जो कि आपके x4 नोड से आ रहा है x3 पे, and the gain of that particular branch is nothing but plus e. So I need to draw like this. So x4 से x3 पे आया, and the gain of that branch is nothing but small e. In the same way, if you read equation number 3, so with respect to x4, we are having two signal. One is from x3 and second one is from x5. So x3 से c signal आपके पास आएगा. So x3 से x4, we are having a branch of gain exactly equal to c. In the same way, one more signal coming to x4 from x5 with the branch of gain exactly equal to h. So x5 से x4 की तरफ एक और आपका branch आ रहा है with gain exactly equal to h. And in the same way, if you read last equation, equation number 4, it is something like that. At node x5, we are having two signals. One is coming from x4 node and second one is coming from x2 node. And the gain are D and G. So x4 से x5 की तरफ एक signal आ रहा है because it is in forward path. That's why we need to prefer horizontal path. And the gain is small d. Similarly, x2 से x5 की तरफ. So here we are having x2 and somewhere over here we are having x5. And the direction is from x2 to x5 and the gain is small g. So in this way, from this mathematical modeling of a system, we need to draw the corresponding signal flow graph. So this will be your first step in this numerical. So मैंने कैसे draw किया?
Yes, sir.
Exactly. So this is what the logic behind this. So once you have the signal, you can easily draw or easily obtain its overall transfer function. So the step is something like this. In order to obtain the signal flow graph of a given mathematical system, we need to represent each state variable via a separate node, and then indicate the flow of signal between each node as defined in the set of algebraic equations. So after writing this statement, you can write, hence the signal flow graph representation of the system is given by, and the structure is something like this. जो भी मैंने आपको ड्रॉ करके दिया exactly यही स्ट्रक्चर आपको मिलेगा, बरोबर है?
Yes, sir.
So I want you to please draw this structure. आप डायरेक्टली भी ऐसा लिख सकते हैं कि the signal flow graph of a system whose mathematical modeling is known to us is given by. So in this case, we need to represent each state variable by a separate node and indicate the branch of gain as mentioned in the sets of algebraic equation. Hence, the signal flow graph is given by, and draw this diagram. Now, once the signal flow graph is known to you, now the things are very simple. Identify how many number of forward paths are there, identify the gain of forward path, then identify the gain of individual loops, then pair of two non-touching loop, three non-touching loop, and then apply the logic to find system determinant followed by delta 1, delta 2 and so on, and club them and try to find out what will be the overall gain or overall transfer function of that system. So this is third category numerical on signal flow graph. First one is signal flow graph is known to you and directly you need to apply Mason's-Gain formula to obtain overall transfer function. Second category is block diagram is known to you. First of all, you need to convert block diagram into signal flow graph and then proceed further. Third category is the system is represented in the form of mathematical sets of equations. So convert that mathematical set of equation into corresponding signal flow graph and then apply the logic of Mason's-Gain formula to obtain overall transfer function. इसके अलावा कोई कैटेगरी नहीं है, इनमें से कोई एक न्यूमेरिकल आपको पूछा जा सकता है. अब डिपेंड अपॉन द कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी न्यूमेरिकल का जो नेचर है वो वैरी करेगा, बट अल्टीमेटली ये 3 या 4 कैटेगरी है जिसके बेसिस पे सिग्नल फ्लो ग्राफ पे न्यूमेरिकल फ्रेम हो सकते हैं. सो हर एक टाइप का एक एक न्यूमेरिकल आपको आना चाहिए, प्रैक्टिस करो, बहुत इजी है. द थिंग इज दैट you must be in a position to identify the gain of forward path, then the gain of individual loop. Yes, tell me, how many number of forward paths are there?
2.
And which are they? What will be the gain of those
For
forward
A,
paths?
B, C, D, one forward path, and second is AG.
Exactly. So here we are having 2 forward paths indicated by symbol P1 and P2. First forward path gain is ABCD and second forward path gain is A into G. तो जो फर्स्ट फॉरवर्ड पाथ है वो स्ट्रेट अवे रहेगा और जो सेकंड फॉरवर्ड पाथ है वो कुछ इस तरीके से रहेगा, लाइक दिस. Now identify how many number of loops are there.
Sir, 2 pair of loops are there.
नहीं, first of all tell me how many number of individual loops are there.
Sir, 1.
carefully and then how many number of individual loops are there?
Sir, 3.
1, 3.
Exactly. In this case, we are having 3 individual loops. And which are they? Or what are they?
Sir, x3 to x4, x4 to x3, and a second x4, x5, again x4, and
Okay.
third loop is self loop x2.
Exactly. So this is your first loop, for example, starting from x2 coming back to x2 via this particular branch of gain exactly equal to f. Then second is starting with node number x3, then x4, and then coming back to x3 via this particular structure. This will be your second loop. In the same way, third loop is starting from x4, then x5 coming back to x4. This will be a third loop. So in this numerical, we are having total 3 individual loops. Apart from this, we don't have any other loop. So the individual loops are L1, L2, L3. L1 is F, L2 is C into E. This is your second loop. So this is L2, and L3 is D into H, which is nothing but L3. And this is nothing but L1. समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So write down this. There are 3 individual loops, L1, L2, and L3. And let us try to examine the pair of non-touching loops. कितने pair of non-touching loops है हमारे पास? How many pair of non-touching loops are there? Observe carefully and then reply. How many pair of non-touching loops are there? See, loop number 1 and loop number 2, whether they form pair of non-touching loop or not. Please confirm. Yes. Loop 1 and loop number 2.
Yes, sir.
Exactly, they are a pair of non-touching loop, because if you see loop number 1 किसके बीच में form हो रहा है? x2 के बीच में, because it is nothing but a self loop. Whereas if you see loop number 2, it is formed between x3, x4 and x3. So in between loop 1 and loop 2, we don't have any common node. That's why it is a pair of non-touching loop. In the same way, if you see loop number 2 and loop number 3, loop number 2 और loop number 3 को देखो. That means this loop and this loop. This 2 loop have a common node, which is nothing but x4 in between them. That's why it is not a pair of non-touching loop. But if you see loop number 1 and loop number 3, that means this loop and this loop. So these 2 loops form a pair of non-touching loop, because this loop is formed between x2 and loop number 3 formed between x4, x5 and x4. So I can say that here we are having 2 pair of 2 non-touching loop. First one is L1 and L2, and second one is L1 and L3. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Now apply the same logic. So here 2 pair of non-touching loops are L1, L2, and the gain is FCE, and second one is L1 into L3, and the gain is FTH. Now, if you try to calculate the graph determinant, or you can say system determinant को graph determinant भी बोला जाता है. So it is given by delta equals to 1 minus summation of all individual loop, then plus summation of product gain of 2 non-touching loop, and so on. So if you apply this formula, you will get the value of delta like this. So here in this expression, you need to put the value of L1, L2, L3. Then you need to put the value of this L1, L2 and L1, L3. So L1, L2 is FCE, L1 into L3 is FDH, and I think this indicates the gain of individual loop. So finally, the value of delta is this. Now let us try to calculate the value of delta 1 and delta 2. That means system determinant of or graph determinant with respect to first forward path. Tell me what will be the value of delta 1 and delta 2. डेल्टा 1 और डेल्टा 2 का वैल्यू क्या रहेगा? Just what will be the value of delta 1?
1.
And what about delta 2?
1 minus f.
1 minus
F.
1 minus f or
1
1 minus
minus
ce.
1 minus C.
1 minus ce होना चाहिए. See here.
Yes sir, yes sir, sorry sir.
If you see the structure very carefully now, see. If you see this structure, here first forward path is like this. और फर्स्ट फॉरवर्ड पाथ को आपके तीनों लूप टच कर रहे हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आप फर्स्ट लूप की बात करोगे तो वो x2 को टच करेगा, सेकंड लूप की बात करोगे तो वो x3 और x4 पे टच करेगा, और थर्ड लूप की अगर आप बात करोगे तो वो x4 और x5 पे टच करेगा. दैट मींस इन ऑर्डर टू कैलकुलेट द वैल्यू ऑफ डेल्टा 1 देयर इज नो इंडिविजुअल लूप और नो पेयर ऑफ टू नॉन टचिंग लूप अवेलेबल इन द स्ट्रक्चर व्हिच इज नॉट इन टच विद योर फर्स्ट फॉरवर्ड पाथ. तीनों लूप आपके फर्स्ट फॉरवर्ड पाथ को कहीं ना कहीं किसी न किसी पर्टिकुलर नोड पे टच कर रहे हैं. दैट्स व्हाई द वैल्यू ऑफ डेल्टा 1 is exactly going to be equal to 1. But whereas if you see the value of delta 2 के लिए हमें सबसे पहले सेकंड फॉरवर्ड पाथ देखना पड़ेगा. So सेकंड फॉरवर्ड पाथ आपका इस तरीके से हमने डिफाइन किया है. This is nothing but our second forward path. That means starting from first node, then second node, and then directly to final node which is nothing but x5. अब इसमें अगर आप देखोगे तो आपका जो लूप नंबर 1 है, this is going to be in touch with your second forward path at node number 2. इस पे टच कर रहा है. इन द सेम वे अगर आप लूप नंबर 3 का बात करोगे तो लूप नंबर 3 भी आपके सेकंड फॉरवर्ड पाथ को आउटपुट नोड पे टच कर रहा है. लेकिन अगर आप लूप नंबर 2 का बात करोगे तो लूप नंबर 2 जो है वो फॉर्म हो रहा है किस किस के बीच में? नोड नंबर 3 और नोड नंबर 4 के बीच में. सो आपका जो लूप नंबर 2 है, दिस इज नॉट इन फिजिकल कॉन्टैक्ट विद योर सेकंड फॉरवर्ड पाथ. That's why we need to take the gain of loop number 2 in order to calculate the value of system determinant delta 2. So delta 2 का फॉर्मूला क्या हो जाएगा? delta 2 is nothing but 1 minus summation of individual loop gain. So here we are having only one loop which is nothing but L2, which is not in touch with your second forward path. So here we need to take L2. Rest of the thing is 0. And what is the gain of second loop? L2 की वैल्यू कितनी है? It is simply the product of C and E. So it is C into E. So the value of delta 2 is nothing but 1 minus CE. समझ में आया क्या?
Yes sir.
Yes sir.
Okay. So the same logic you need to implement, और I think मैंने भी यहाँ वही किया है. So up till now, all the loops are are in physical contact with your first forward path. That's why the value of delta 1 is nothing but 1. Whereas if you see loop number 2, it is nothing but C, it is not in touch with your second forward path. That's why we need to take into consideration while calculating the value of delta 2. So delta 2 is nothing but 1 minus CE. Now the thing is that if you apply Mason's gain formula, the overall gain relating your node number 5, which is nothing but x5, and node number 1, which is nothing but x1, is given by x5 by x1 is p1 delta 1 plus p2 delta 2 whole divided by delta. Now put the value of p1, p2, delta 1 and delta 2. The thing is that in this numerical here it is p2 or delta 2. ये delta 1 नहीं है, delta 2 है. So p1 delta 1 plus p2 delta 2 whole divided by delta. If you put the value of each and every component, you will get this final answer. So this is nothing but your overall transfer function. Please check and verify whether you will get the same answer. ये आंसर मिल रहा है आपको?
Yes sir.
So in this way you can solve numerical on Mason's gain formula or signal flow graph. Now let us try to solve last numerical on signal flow graph, and then we will start another topic from unit number 2, which is nothing but the last topic. That means the concept of feedback, types of feedback, and the concept of sensitivity. What is the meaning of sensitivity and how feedback plays an important role in order to take care the sensitivity factor. बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक है, बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है, गेट में बहुत बार क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है सेंसिटिविटी पे, आईएएस में भी बहुत बार क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है. That will be the last topic from unit number 2. We are trying to complete unit number 2 maybe by the end of next lecture. Next lecture तक हो जाएगा. From Saturday onwards, we will start next unit from control system, which is nothing but unit number 3. I think it is time domain analysis of control system. So please check this answer whether you got this answer or not. Transfer function of this system is ABCD plus AG in bracket 1 minus C, and this indicate your denominator transfer function 1 minus F minus C minus DH plus FC plus FDH. हो गया आपका लिख के?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the next numerical is, and this is the last numerical on the topic signal flow graph using Mason's gain formula. Write down statement. Determine the overall transfer function of a system represented by the following signal flow graph using Mason's gain formula. And the structure is something like this. So this is little bit complicated, or you can say the most complicated type of structures which are commonly used for signal flow graph domain numerical is this one. तो ये न्यूमेरिकल अगर आपने अकेले अच्छे से प्रॉपर्ली सॉल्व कर लिया, इसका मतलब है कि आपको सिग्नल फ्लो ग्राफ पूरा अच्छे से आ गया है. Determine the overall transfer function of a system represented by following signal flow graph using Mason's gain formula. So here we are having this R as a reference input node, then this A, B, minus C, D, E, then F, minus G, H, I, J, and the signals are flowing according to the directions mentioned in the graph or structure, and this C is nothing but the control output. And our objective is to determine the overall gain or overall transfer function of the system. So I want everybody to solve this numerical by their own. Everybody take a pen, paper, draw this structure, and carefully identify how many number of forward paths are there in this structure. And then identify what will be the gain of those forward paths. Then identify how many number of individual loops are there. Then what will be the gain of those individual loops. Then identify how many number of pair of 2 non-touching loop or 3 non-touching loop. Then identify what will be the gain product of those pair. And then apply the logic of Mason's gain formula to calculate system determinant followed by a graph determinant with respect to first, second, third, and so on for paths. Then apply Mason's gain formula to calculate overall transfer function. So this is the last numerical from the topic signal flow graph, and I want everybody to solve this numerical. And today we will end up at this numerical. In the next lecture we will start the concept of feedback sensitivity, and then we will start next unit, which is nothing but unit number 3. Okay, tell me how many number of forward paths are there in this structure? 4. Okay, let me write this. According to someone, there are total 4 forward paths in this structure. Anybody got the different answer or the same answer apart from 4? Anybody got some more paths? Yes.
2.
Yes, how many number of forward paths are there?
3.
You are not audible. Please reply. अच्छा, more than 4 रहेगा या कम रहेगा? 4 से कम रहेगा. Okay, let me give you hint. In this structure, we are having total 6 forward path. Identify them one by one and tell me whether the statement is correct. In this structure, we are having total 6 forward paths. 6 forward paths होने चाहिए. चेक करो और बताओ.
Yes, sir, it is possible.
Yes, exactly. It is possible. Actually, we are having 6 forward paths in this structure. See, what are those forward paths one by one? ध्यान से देखिए. फर्स्ट फॉरवर्ड पाथ आपका रहेगा स्टार्टिंग विथ रेफरेंस नोड R. तो यहाँ से यहाँ तक हम लोग आ गए. फिर यहाँ से हम लोग यहाँ जाएंगे वाया ब्रांच ऑफ गेन एग्जैक्टली इक्वल टू A. देन A से B पे जाएंगे या फिर विद दिस नोड वाया ब्रांच ऑफ गेन एग्जैक्टली इक्वल टू B. एंड देन B से आप लोग ये D का पाथ फॉलो करके स्ट्रेट अवे C तक पहुंच जाओगे. दिस इज योर फर्स्ट फॉरवर्ड पाथ. This is indicated by 1. And the gain of first forward path is something like this. A into B into D. समझ में आया? समझ में आया? Okay, first forward path आपको समझ में आ गया. Very good. Now second forward path कैसा रहेगा? Starting with R, then via this particular branch of gain exactly equal to E, then via this branch of gain exactly equal to F, and then via gain of branch exactly equal to H, and then reaching to C. This will be your second forward path, जिसका gain product रहेगा और forward path gain रहेगा E into F into H. ठीक है. फिर उसके बाद हम लोग देखेंगे थर्ड फॉरवर्ड पाथ कौन सा अवेलेबल है. Now see थर्ड फॉरवर्ड पाथ कैसा रहेगा. Starting with your reference node which is nothing but R. हम लोग यहाँ से शुरू कर दिए. Let me change the color in color. Yeah. थर्ड फॉरवर्ड पाथ जो है वो शुरू कर रहे हैं स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम रेफरेंस इनपुट नोड, देन वाया दिस पर्टिकुलर ब्रांच ऑफ गेन एग्जैक्टली इक्वल टू A. अब उसके बाद हम लोग क्या करेंगे, ये पर्टिकुलर नोड से आगे ये पर्टिकुलर ब्रांच पे तो हम लोग जा चुके हैं. इस पर्टिकुलर पाथ को फॉलो कर नहीं सकते क्योंकि इसका गेन -C है. तो हम लोग यहाँ से हमारा पाथ कंटिन्यू करेंगे. दैट मीन्स अ ब्रांच ऑफ गेन एग्जैक्टली इक्वल टू J. और फिर उसके बाद यहाँ पर आने के बाद हम हमारा पाथ वाया ब्रांच H कंप्लीट करके C तक पहुंचेंगे. तो दिस इज नथिंग बट फॉरवर्ड पाथ नंबर 3. So the gain of that forward path is nothing but A multiplied by J multiplied by H. समझ में आ रहा है थर्ड फॉरवर्ड पाथ कैसे फॉर्म किया?
Yes, sir.
In the same way, you can identify forward path number 4 starting with reference node R. Straight away हम यहाँ पे आ गए. फिर उसके बाद via this particular branch of gain exactly equal to E. और फिर उसके बाद E से हम लोग जाएंगे इस particular node पे via gain exactly equal to I. And then from this node we are reaching to our output node via this branch of gain exactly equal to D. So this will be your forward path number 4. Or what will be the gain of that path? It is simply the product of E into I into D. समझ में आया क्या? Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Now let us try to identify इसके अलावा और भी कौन से forward paths available है. For that, let me discard this. Now till now we identify there are 4 forward paths in this structure. Now let us try to identify next forward path, which is nothing but forward path number 5, and how to start that journey. See, starting from node number 1, or you can say reference input node. हम लोग यहाँ तक आ गए. फिर यहाँ से हम लोग यहाँ पर आएंगे with the branch of gain exactly equal to A. और फिर उसके बाद में we are moving along this particular branch of gain exactly equal to J, and then we will continue our journey like this along with branch of gain equals to -G, and then we will continue our path like this along gain of value exactly equal to I, and then we will continue our path along with this branch of gain exactly equal to D, and finally we are reaching at our output node, which is nothing but C. So this will be your forward path number 5. समझ में आ रहा है क्या कैसे हमने forward path define किया?
Yes, sir.
See, in this forward path we have not encountered any node twice. ओवरलैपिंग है बट ओवरलैपिंग आपके ब्रांच का नहीं है. रिमेंबर वन थिंग, ये जो सिग्नल आपको दिख रहा है दिस सिग्नल्स आर नॉट ओवरलैप्ड विद ईच अदर. एक में के ऊपर से गुजर रहा है बट एक में के फिजिकल कांटेक्ट में नहीं है. और कोई भी नोड आपका दो बार पिक्चर में नहीं आया. दिस इज योर फर्स्ट नोड, दिस विल बी योर सेकंड नोड, दिस विल बी योर थर्ड नोड, दिस विल बी योर फोर्थ नोड, दिस विल बी द फिफ्थ नोड, एंड दिस विल बी सिक्स्थ नोड फॉलोड बाय योर आउटपुट नोड. So the branch gain of fifth forward path is simply the product of A, then J, then minus G, I, then small d, and finally we are having output. So the gain is A, then J, then G with negative sign. So here I need to take minus, then I, and then small d. So minus AJGID is the gain of your fifth forward path. समझ में आया क्या?
Yes, sir.
In the same way, tell me what will be the gain of sixth forward path? Sixth forward path का gain क्या?
Minus EICJHC.
Exactly, it is simply the product of minus E, I, C, then J, H. So this will be the structure like this. How that forward path will be. So it is something like this. Starting with R, then E, then I, then minus C, then J, and then H, and then finally reaching to output, which is nothing but C. समझ में आया? So if you see the gain of sixth forward path, it is simply the product of E, I, minus C, J, H. So this will be your sixth forward path. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so write down. In this numerical or in this structure, we are having total 6 forward paths. And what are they? Write down one by one. First forward path, P1 is simply ABD. So if you refer that figure, P1 is ABD. Then P2 is EFH. See. Second is EFH. So this is your second forward path. In the same way, third forward path is AJH. Write down them one by one. Fourth one is EID, P4. Then P5 is minus EICJH. You may interchange the number. You may take this as 4 or you may take this as 5. The thing is that total number of forward paths are nothing but 6. And sixth one is P6, which is nothing but minus AJGID. Please check and confirm whether you will get the same answer.
Yes, sir.
Of individual forward paths. Okay. Now let us try to identify how many number of loops are there. Kitne number of loops are there? Exactly. In this numerical, we are having total 3 loops. And what are they?
So first loop is minus TB.
Minus
TB.
TB.
Sir, CB.
CB, yes, exactly. Minus CB. This one.
Second one will be minus FG.
Minus FG.
And third one will be the forming 8. That is IJCG.
IJCG, exactly. So this is your first loop. Loop number 1. Having the gain of combination B and minus C. So it is minus CB or you can say BC. Second loop is the combination of these two gain branch. which is nothing but minus fg. So it is minus f into g. And third loop is something like this. 8 आपको दिखेगा something like this. ऐसा कुछ structure दिखेगा. ऐसे ही रहेगा ना?
Yes sir.
So the third loop is, the gain is I, then minus C, then J and minus G. So it is simply I, J, C, G, and it is positive because यहाँ का minus convert हो जाएगा plus में. So in this numerical we are having total 6 forward paths, and the individual loops are like this: L1, L2 and L3. L1 is minus BC, L2 is minus FG, and L3 is ICJG. Now let us try to identify the number of pair of non-touching loops.
Sir, only one will be there, that will be L1 into L2, that is CB and FG.
Exactly. We are having only one pair of two non-touching loop, which is nothing but L1, L2. Now the things are very simple. All the forward paths gain are known to us, P1, P2, P3 up to P6. Individual loops are also known to us, L1, L2, L3, and we came to know that we are having only one pair of two non-touching loop, which is nothing but L1 and L2. Now apply proper logic, calculate the value of system determinant followed by system determinant with respect to first forward path, second forward path, third forward path, and so on up to sixth forward path. That means you need to calculate the value of delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, delta 4, and so on up to delta 6. Yes, apply logic properly and tell me the value of delta followed by delta 1, delta 2, delta 3 up to delta 6. I'm not going to explain you anything. जो बताना था वो आपको बता दिया गया है. जो थ्योरी आपको पता होनी चाहिए थी वो भी आपको पता है. Now it's your responsibility to solve this numerical.
सर 4 डेल्टा के जो रहेंगे ना सर, मतलब डेल्टा 1 या डेल्टा 3, डेल्टा 4, डेल्टा 5 और डेल्टा 6, तो सर उनका जो ये रहेगा वो 1 रहेगा.
ओके.
और जो 2 लूप का इफेक्ट गिरेगा सर, तो वो 2 डेल्टा रहेंगे, 1 माइनस 1 प्लस एफ ऑफ जी एंड सेकंड विल बी 1 प्लस BC. मतलब सर जो 2 लूप थे L1 और L2 उसके इफेक्ट डालेगा उस पर.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, मैं समझ गया हूँ आप क्या बोल रहे हो और आपका आंसर बिल्कुल सही है. So pair of non-touching loops in the structure are L1 and L2 only. So if you try to calculate the value of graph determinant, which is also known as system determinant. System determinant बोलना क्या, graph determinant बोलना क्या, एक ही बात है. So delta का वैल्यू आपका ये रहेगा. Delta is nothing but 1 minus individual loop gain then plus summation of product gain of two non-touching loop gain. So it is 1 minus L1, L2, L3 then plus L1 into L2. So if you apply the logic, you will get the value of delta like this. Please check and verify you will get the value of delta. आपको यही मिला है क्या, देख लो एक बार. Delta is 1 plus BC plus FG minus ICJG, then minus minus plus हो जाएगा BCFG. So this indicates the value of delta. System determinant or graph determinant, overall system determinant. Please verify and confirm यही मिल रहा है क्या?
Yes sir.
Okay. Then if you see the loop L2, which is nothing but minus FG, जो bottom most में जो आपका loop बन रहा है minus FG, is not in touch with your first forward path. जो आपका first forward path है P1. For this, let me go back. See this. The first forward path is like this. That means it is formed at this particular node, this particular node, and this particular node, and this node. So this is your first forward path. And ये जो है ये रहेगा आपका loop number 2. So if you see, in order to calculate the value of delta 1, we need to take only those loops which are not in physical contact with your first loop. तो ये first loop के physical contact में कौन सा loop नहीं है, आपका ये loop number 2 नहीं है. बिकॉज ये पूरे स्ट्रक्चर में हमारे पास सिर्फ 3 लूप है, उसमें से एक लूप आपका यहाँ फॉर्म हो रहा है, दूसरा लूप आपका 8 के स्ट्रक्चर में फॉर्म हो रहा है, तो डेफिनेटली इट इज गोइंग टू टच विथ योर फर्स्ट फॉरवर्ड पाथ एट दिस पर्टिकुलर नोड एंड दिस नोड. बट अगर आप लूप 2 का बात करोगे तो लूप 2 इज नॉट इन फिजिकल कॉन्टैक्ट विथ योर फर्स्ट फॉरवर्ड पाथ. That's why in order to calculate the value of delta 1, we need to take delta 1, which is nothing but 1 minus summation of individual loop, which is not in touch with your first forward path, and the loop gain is nothing but L2. So we need to take the value of delta 1 as 1 minus L2. So 1 minus, what is the value of L2? It is nothing
माइनस एफ जी.
FG. तो माइनस माइनस हो जाएगा प्लस FG. इसको FG लिखो या GF लिखो, it's up to you. But ultimately, this is the value of delta 1. In the same way, if you apply same logic, you can calculate the value of delta 2. और delta 2 का जो वैल्यू है वो आएगा आपका 1 plus CB
BC.
और
Yes.
BC. So this is what the calculation for delta 1 and delta 2. इसके अलावा अगर आप delta 3 देखोगे, delta 4, delta 5, delta 6 सभी का वैल्यू 1 रहेगा, क्योंकि इन सभी फॉरवर्ड पाथ में, that means forward path number 3 onwards up to forward path number 6, all the loops, maybe loop number 1 or loop number 2 or loop number 3, have a physical contact with your third forward path, fourth forward path, fifth and sixth at one node or at two node. So if you apply this logic, you easily find out the value of delta 1 and delta 2. So the same thing is mentioned over here. Loop number 2 is not in touch with your first forward path. That's why we need to take L2 for the calculation of delta 1. So delta 1 is like this. In the same way, if you see loop number 1, which is not in touch with your second forward path, that's why in order to calculate the value of delta 2, we need to take L1. So the formula is something like this. Delta 2, which is nothing but 1 minus of minus BC, or you can say 1 minus of L1. So this is what the value of delta 2. So this indicate delta 1, this indicate delta 2. Rest of the things are all 1. समझ में आ रहा है मैं क्या बोल रहा हूं? Are you getting the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So all the loops are touching the forward paths P3, P4, P5 and P6. Therefore, the value of delta 3, delta 4, delta 5 and delta 6 all are nothing but 1. Now, the overall transfer function given by, if you apply Mason's gain formula, summation I vary from 1 to n. In this case, the value of n is nothing but 6. So what is the general expression to calculate transfer function? It is nothing but P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2 plus P3 delta 3 plus P4 delta 4 up to P6 delta 6 whole divided by delta. Now in that equation, you need to put the value of P1, P2, P3 up to P6, delta 1, delta 2 up to delta 6 and delta carefully. You will get this answer. C by R, where C is nothing but output, R is nothing but input. So the ratio of output by input, which is nothing but overall transfer function, is like this. So this is nothing but P1. ये जो structure है ये रहेगा आपका P1, ये रहेगा आपका delta 1. This indicate P2, P2, and this indicate delta 2. And then here we are having P3, P4, P5, and P6 because the delta for corresponding these values are nothing but 1. And this indicate your overall system determinant, which is nothing but delta. So I hope you will get this answer. Please check and verify whether you will get the same answer or not. So this will be your final answer. So in this way, you can have the flexibility to solve numerical on signal flow graph. So practice more numerical on SFG because it is very easy as compared to BDRT. The thing is that you need to identify forward path, then gain of forward path, individual loop, gain of individual loop, pair of non-touching loop, pair of two non-touching loop, three non-touching loop, their gain. And if you do all those calculations very carefully, rest of the thing is very simple. You need to club them, put them in a single formula to calculate the value of system determinant followed by overall transfer function. Please check and verify whether you will get the same answer. यही आंसर मिल रहा है क्या?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we will stop today at this point, and in the next lecture we are going to start last topic from unit number 2, which is nothing but the concept of feedback, type of feedback, then the concept of sensitivity, and how feedback plays an important role to reduce the value of sensitivity, which is very, very important and very easy but very interesting topic.